If you want to check out different content from myself, I've just set up a second channel where I'm going to post fitness and things. The link for that will be in the description. And of course, if you want to avoid the random lottery of FIFA points, you want to go straight to the source, buy the players directly, use u7buy.com and use the code TVM at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to a brand new video and a review in the evening, which is not something that I do a lot. I think what I'm going to do as well tomorrow morning, where normally there would be a career mode, I'm going to put a review out in the morning, and the career mode will be a little bit later in the afternoon. So if you are looking for the career mode first thing tomorrow morning, it will be pushed back a few hours, not too crazy. Anyway, I packed this guy, 94 rated Prime Icon Moments, Lothar Matthaus. Of course, it came from the Moments pack, so it's not as impressive as opening 7.5s or whatever it may be. But still, I was very happy with it. I think this is a bit of a banger. He's worth about 1.5, 1.6 on console, 2.3 or 2.2 on PC, which is where I am. So a big boy that I, to be honest, didn't think I'd ever get to play with. At the beginning of FIFA this year, when they said that they weren't going to do Icon SBCs, I did wonder how it was going to be obtainable or how they were going to be obtainable. Because I can't ever see me having, 2.5 million coins spare to go out and just buy an Icon just to try him out. Because this is not normally a player that I would go for. But I'm glad I've got the opportunity to play with him, because even though his stats, they do look really good and he's extremely well-rounded, there probably are better box-to-box players, or at least not better, but like players box-to-box that would rival him. You get like 95 rated Summer Heat cards. You've got a few other UCL Showdown cards coming out now that could potentially go to 96, 97. So there are definitely cards out there that rival these big icons. However, if you are a massive fan of Matthaus, then why not pick him up and give him a go if you've got 1.5 million coins spare. 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills. That's where some of the sort of more recent cards will probably beat him hands down, really. Those type of cards that come out are like 5-star, 4-star, bare minimum 4-star, 4-star. High work rates is really good. 5.9 is really good as well. Fits the meta of the game very, very well. Good acceleration, 95. He's got unbelievably good shooting across the board, really. Close finishing, not so much, but the rest of it's really good. His passing is solid. His defensive stats and his physicals are really good. But the only thing that really lets him down, I would say, is agility and dribbling. Although his agility isn't actually that bad in game, his dribbling is not the best on paper. So, team I've got him in is, I would say, pretty impressive. I mean, that is a monster team. You've got that Huller in there, Team of the Year, Kante, Matthaus. How does that work? Well, Kante's going to play CDM. Lothar Matthaus is going to be my box-to-box in a 4-2-3-1. He wins the ball straight away from kickoff there. I'm actually going to let this run out because this was a very short game. My opponent had a very good team. He had icons himself. He'd obviously been opening some packs. Had himself an Icon Moments centre-mid, Icon Moments centre-back, and he's got little Butragueno up front, who I think is a prime icon. And the guy got torn to pieces in the first 3 minutes. He barely touched the ball. Hullet played it across. Goalkeeper nowhere. We scored. He pressed pause straight from kickoff and decided that, you know what, enough's enough. And I'm guessing he was maybe going for the icon pack itself, which kind of makes sense, I guess. But at the same time, play it out. If you're a goal down in 3 minutes, if you're a goal down at half time, or 2 goals or 3 goals down at half time, and you've not touched the ball, then I can understand leaving, but not after 3 minutes. Give it a go, see what happens. But that being said, we're into the next game, and I was just having a bit of fun. And every time the option was there to sort of drag it back to Matthaus, maybe Kante, and use Hullet as the cam, I was taking it, and I was having a lot of fun. Those three, Hullet, Team of the Year Kante, and Lothar Matthaus, are unbelievable together as that sort of triangle in the midfield. Like I said, Kante CDM, Matthaus box to box, and then Ruud Hullet as the cam. I think you could arguably play Matthaus as that cam as well if you really wanted to, but as a box to box, he's got that defensive capability. He can go forward as well. As you can see here, he's powering forward, finds space, great touch, and bang. Got a bit fortunate from the defender's heel because it did take a touch, but we managed to get the shot off, and it's in the back of the net. The reason for the artist chem style, by the way, is just because I felt like when I was looking at the card, I was thinking, right, what chem style do I want to use? I'm looking at the dribbling, I'm thinking that needs boosting. The agility, wouldn't mind boosting that as well. The passing doesn't really need any help, but what else am I going to do? Can't really boost long shots, shot power, volleys and that sort of stuff because it's already too high. It would be pointless to try and boost that. The strength, yeah, we could arguably maybe get that up, but the only other chem style that I was deliberating was maybe an engine. that turn him into a 96 cm, but the artist does the same as well. So if you want that extra sprint speed and you want to boost that acceleration, by all means give him an engine. But the artist, for me, much cheaper, 150, 200 coins, and you're going to get basically the same result. I don't need him to be ultra fast through the middle. It's not a problem. His positioning is very good. When, we're defending high up the pitch, for example, he presses forward. He drops off when he needs to. Those high work rates are fantastic. In terms of his traits, by the way, this is where... I would say this is where icons come into their own, because you get an awful lot of the lower rated cards that start off in the game. Maybe you get the new UCL Showdown ARP, for example, the Bayern Munich striker. He's obviously, I've not even looked, but I would assume he's going to have no traits whatsoever. And the reason for that is because EA don't know enough about him in real life to give him a trait. Whereas players like icons, they know them well enough, of course. So he does have a lot of traits. Unfortunately, they're mainly all CPU traits. So speed dribbler, long shot taker, and long passer, they're all CPU related. So if you're playing against him, then you'll have those to deal with. However, if you're using him, you've only got the power free kick trait, which is a bit of a shame, but still. I would say, is he worth the money? Kind of, but not really at the same time. It's one of those really awkward situations, really, because yes, he is worth the money if you're a fan of him. If you're German and you want a German icon, you're a fan of Lothar Matthaus, maybe you have watched an awful lot of him, old videos and things, and you're a fan of him and you just want that player in your club, I get it. Then it's worth it 100%. It's worth it if you think it's worth it, right? I agree. However, if you're looking for a player, you don't really care who it is, and you're looking for a player who's going to improve your team, yes, he's worth it in that sense, because he will improve your team. It's an insane box-to-box if you use a 4-2-3-1, right? However, there are cards out there now, with all the summer heat and the re-releasing of Team of the Seasons and some of these showdown cards, there are cards out there that are just as good. I wouldn't say better, but they are as good. Even that Calvin Phillips, that Team of the Season card, I wouldn't say he's as good. I would much prefer to have Matthaus in my team. But that card does come kind of close. And then you've got other cards like that Team of the Season Sabitzer. Again, not as good, but still pretty good. Aouar's Team of the Season card definitely rivals it. I love that Team of the Season card. Aouar is insane. The flashback Modric isn't too bad, although it's sort of more geared towards that passing style rather than defensive. But you do have other options out there if you can't afford him. So I wouldn't be sat there sad about the fact that I couldn't afford him if I didn't have him, but at the same time it's been nice to try him out, and those icon packs are fun, and who knows what other cards we'll pick up along the way. I do have Yashin to do a little video on, maybe Clivert as well. If there's any other icons you'd like me to do a video on and I pack them and I don't think they're worth it, but the comments are telling me to do them, feel free to let me know. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index, the game changed. Download the app now.